yes, we have been doing some stuff. Like I told you, the summertime's a bad time, and I was recently assigned to a on-site job for GE. So I was gone for about 51, 61 days, something like that, a long time. But we started to get some work going, so this is just a little short little teaser video here. Much more to come now that we're back into the flow of things. So one thing to start off, we did do some stuff. These are the resistor boards that we're going to use for connecting our signals. Steve and I made up some of these. It's basically just a little board that we soldered on the 4-40 hardware and the resistor, and then when you bring it down from the signal, we'll bring the signals down to one end, and you just kind of, for example, you can loosen that, you bring it in, you tighten her up, and then this end will go to the cables we have run to go back, in our case, for the back to the nodules, the S-Mini and the Sussex module to control the signals. Basically, you just have to ground this line. The plus 5 volt common will be fed separately, so I still have to figure out how to do that. So these have been done, these have been tested. We'll show you real quick what one looks like, how it's hooked up. So these are their R12 boards that I purchased. One thing we did do, we followed the advice that's on the Slick Electronics page, and soldering these, the 440 nuts, they're a little difficult. So we bought some water-soluble flux and using the solder, and that worked very well. Just kind of dabbing it on. These are actually it's like a little solder pen, kind of like the paint pens you might be familiar with that are used. That I think Woodland Scenics makes some, and other folks just dabbed it on there, and it went very well. And then cleaned them up, tested them all. Again, make sure you test because we did find two that just needed a little bit more solder. So these are for all the signals, and for example, this will be one end of the interlocking. This will be red, yellow, green, yellow, red, green, yellow, red for one signal. We're using BLMA signals, so that'll be the one, and then this will be the other. So basically, this will be one end of the interlocking. So these are for all our signals, and this is for one that's just a single head signal. So, all right, quick pause. We'll go over there and show you what it looks like. All right, so here's a board in operation. Here's one of the new BLMA signals. We're using most of these and some other single ones, different ones for different interlockings. But what I did here was I took the 5 volts off of the actual 5 volts that we're going to use from the power bus. That's going to the common of this particular signal head. And then you bring the 3 other colors down here, and instead of just having them set right to the screws there. And then what this will do, this is going to ground, but this will simulate what the computer's going to do. And if I want this signal to go on, does that. And then the next one, you get what's supposed to be yellow, but I don't know, it almost looks orange to me. I'm not sure how it looks like in the video, but and then red. So then, for example, this is like I said, this is the top head, and this will be the bottom head, which I didn't wire all the signals down. So, and this is that really teeny wire, kind of a pain in the butt to work with, but you kind of bring it underneath here, screw it in, like I said, then you get your lovely little colors. So that's how we're gonna wire all our signals up. So we might, now that we have all these done, we might actually pop some in just to get some lights around the layout and make it look good. Okay, I'll show you a couple more things here quick. Alright, so just to show, I know people are getting tired of electronics, but this is the last node I had to do. This is the Sussex Maxi node. Again, we have the DCCODs for block detection here, the myriad of all the signal cables coming in. These will be the blocks that come in here. These are all the different cards. You have the Sussex card, input card, and 4 output cards. And then all the terminal blocks. It's all labeled. You can see where the signals are going to come in. That's all this mess is here. Although these are the computer cables here. These are then all the signals coming back, and some of the controls for some of the switch machines from Eugene West and Eugene East from the panel. So we got all this done. All these cables are on this side and that side. They're from all the signals. So pretty much all I need to do now is hook this node up, and we'll be pretty much ready to get the computer programmed and fired up and hopefully get things working. So that's done. So just a few more quick things, and then we'll show you some plans for the future. Okay, another new addition. We did buy the, since if you saw our other videos, Steve and I went out and caught the 765 a couple times over in Ashtabula. So of course we had to go out and get it. So this is the Bachmann model. It's a decent model. I got it for like 160 bucks. It was a really good price. Not perfect. It's not very well detailed, despite what you might see in some other reviews. It's really not. But I think I knew that. I'm not faulting the model. But this will be a fun project. We'll go out. We took all kinds of pictures of it to add some detail to it. So that'll be one of our other projects as we get further along. But it runs very well. Sounds pretty good. So for the price, a very good model, but does need a little bit of work to bring it up to some finer detail standards. Alright, I'll probably do more on this later, but we did start our actual excursion train. These are some of the cars that we purchased. Some of these, I have an actual a whole spreadsheet and some data that I'm doing on each car of the train that we saw to try to model it. Some of these are very close. This dome car needs to be relabeled, but it's the exact car. This car, which is another Walthers car, is actually the right car, but currently it's in the Wabash paint scheme, so this will have to be repainted. This is just a Rapido car that I liked because it kind of matched, because you can't get any of the NS business cars right now. But this is something to get started on. We'll see how we do on this. This is not going to be a real rush project, but just a couple cars to throw together. I really wish that they would make some of the NS business cars, because a pretty good bulk of the train was of those cars. But these are the ones I could find reasonably, and I'll continue doing some research and purchasing some more. So this is the start to go with the 765. All right, the next one we're going to hit pretty hard. We need to go through and get some of the ties filled in. You can see we started in here, adding in ties where they weren't any ties for the various reasons. So we went through Wallace Junction, pretty much got it done. You can see it's kind of obvious where, if you pan down here, where we added ties in, whatnot, to try to make it look nice. Then the next thing to do is obviously paint all this. So right now I'm looking at how I want to go ahead and paint it. I like to keep it something simple and not too involved. But as you can see, we have a lot more to do up here in the curve. All of these got to be filled in. So there's a lot. So we have a lot of work to do on that area. So with that, we're going to just show our list of things to do and see what you'll see videos coming up. And this is our Amtrak Veterans engine that we got. Sold that for sale, so I just picked up. Needs a decoder, but we'll get that added. And it kind of matches in with our other 4 Amtrak engines that we have. So just got that. Down here you can see our list of things to do so far. I can cross this one off because we got that done. That was the boards we just did. Still got number 6 to make for the factory. Like I said, I have to connect that Sussex mode. All the missing ties we got to do. Paint the track. Paint some of the old signals for CP97 so they match the current prototype. Select ballast. Actually, I think we did that. Steve went through and kind of picked out what he wanted. So we got some Arizona Rock and Mineral ballast ready to go. The computer program, obviously, install signals. We got to do that. There's one frog that gives us a little bit of trouble at Wallace. I want to fix that. We do have that one area, I don't know if I mentioned in other videos, which is a little bit out of gauge, the Micro Engineering Flex Track. Good stuff, but it can be kind of finicky. And in this area, it popped out of the hold down ties. Our Central Valley Bridge, double track bridge we have to make. So we have a fair amount of work ahead of us here. And then another thing is scenery. I'm going to do, I think, a kind of an update, all on its own update on scenery. My ideas on scenery might be a little bit different from a lot of folks do, but more to come on that. I'm getting some scenery stuff ready, order some stuff in, actually having some stuff coming in from Germany. So when I get all that, we'll go through and do a pretty intensive scenery to give us our philosophy and how we're going to do our scenery and our layout. So more to come. Good to be back. It's been a while. We'll get this one up and posted, and like I said, we're going to start working pretty hot and heavy now that the fall's upon us. I'm back out of the field from my on-site job, so Steve and I have some time. So more to come. So stay tuned, and I think you'll see a lot of progress and a lot of videos coming up in the near future. Thanks for watching, everybody.